All right. Light's kind of obtrusive. Sorry, I'm waiting and it's not even all set up nicely. Let's see. Howdy, everybody. Sorry, I was ill-prepared as per usual. I should always know to get started preparing for these things earlier than I actually do. But here we are. Happy Halloween. My name is Christopher Charles Robinson. I used to do live reads like this a lot more frequently. I've kind of fallen off recently, but this is a nice excuse to get back to it. So we've been keeping it kind of low-key, but as I'm sure some people saw on social media today, James Nulick dropped a new collection of short stories. It's a collected stories plus some new work as well. It's called Kickstand. It's published by Anxiety Press, and yeah, there was no advance notice of this. It just dropped today, kind of fittingly for the holiday, and here we go. We have new work from James Nulick in the world. Now, for anybody unfamiliar with James's work, he is the author previously of In Publication Order, Valencia, Haunted Girlfriend Stories, The Moon Down to Earth, which is just a gorgeous novel, More Stories in Lazy Eyes. These ones more kind of leaning toward a horror vein, which I really enjoyed. Boy Crush, which is almost kind of like a YA book with photography heavily featured, and Plastic Soul, which is his most recent novel, which is just a fucking masterpiece. And he also edited this collection of stories from some really big names, actually. Tormented Flesh, published by the same press, Anxiety Press, that just published Kickstand today. Man, what to say about James Nulick? I admire his brain. He's, I don't know how he comes up with the stuff he comes up with, and more specifically, how he comes up with the stuff he comes up with and still writes about it so beautifully. There's parts of his work that almost get on a kind of like Proustian level with these like long kind of flowing sentences and this, I don't know. I'm not going to say it's like emulating Proust or even necessarily influenced by Proust. There's just in certain circumstances a similar impression that I get, and I can't quite pin it down, but I think it has to do with when he gets on these roles and you get these big long vivid sentences that just, when you read them aloud too, I don't know. It's really special stuff. And James's work, it's known, he's known, but not by as many people as I would prefer to know. There's people I run into, whether it be in real life or on Instagram, who like they read all the stuff that I think would lead them to James's work, but it doesn't. But they've somehow either never heard of it or they've heard of it, but they haven't taken the plunge. And I was kind of guilty of that too. James was on my radar for a lot of years because Valencia was published by, for instance, 9 Banded Books, and they published New Juche's first like widely released book, Mountainhead. They previously published the infamous Peter Sotos, a lot of Thomas Ligotti some really big stuff on there that I was interested in, and I saw his name alongside, and for whatever reason, just kept kind of snoozing on it. And then when I finally got a hold of some of it, it blew my mind, and then I had to get all of it. And I don't know. I'm a big fan of everything he does that I've read anyway. He has a book that he basically disowned, his first novel called Distemper, which I still don't have a copy of. And I one day hope to have a copy of, but man, when they come up for resale, they are expensive. There's in fact one I saw a few days ago listed on eBay. It's $1 million or best offer. You know, I assume they would take a significantly lower dollar amount than $1 million, but that cracked me up. It's like, because periodically I check, you never know what's going to come up. I've gotten stupid stuff that I have really no business owning for chump change, thanks to eBay and used bookstores, you know, that still exist without a computerized inventory, which are still out there, believe it or not. And I have found a number of them. Anyhow, I kind of, I wanted to give it, I guess I've given it a little bit of time now, despite the late start. And the late start was entirely down to me not remembering how to start the fucking live video that I scheduled. You know, I couldn't find the button to click. So sorry about that. But the reason for the event tonight is that in conjunction with Kickstand hitting shelves today, again, via Anxiety Press, when this gets like whatever archived or whatever and is available to be watched later, I'll make sure to put a link to purchase in the whatever that's called, the description. Sorry, I'm tired. I've been up since 4:30. It was a work day. I'm drinking coffee now, but you know, I'm feeling all of my 37 years right about now. But I still feel like reading. So that's what's happening now. I'm sorry, in this rambling roundabout way, what I was getting to is this. Tonight, I will be reading a brand new story by James Nulick, which is included in this new collection, Kickstand. James was kind enough to get a hold of me a little while back and ask if I'd be interested in reading this story on the live reads. And it had been a while since I did the last one, so I was all about it. I figured it would be a great way to kind of like get back into doing it and, you know, get the channel active again. I have no illusions that this is going to be like a lucrative, monetized thing. This is purely me. I like to read aloud. This gives me an excuse to do it and not seem like a crazy person. And I like to specifically read and share writing that I like, and all the better if it's writing I feel like deserves like a wider audience. So this is a real treat for me. I've gotten to read this a few times now. Dude, I don't know how James comes up with this shit, but here it is. This is called The Gift. For those of, I'll put it in the chat so people can see if they show up late. The Gift by James Nulick from the new collection Kickstand on Anxiety Press. Okay, now that that's all been formalized, I will get on with reading the story. Yeah. If you're watching this live and you want to know about how long this will take, this will probably take about an hour and 15 to an hour and a half. I'm not going to rush it, but that's about how long it's taken me at my regular reading pace. And I hope you all enjoy it. This is, like I said before, a real treat. But once again, for anybody just joining us, this is a story called The Gift by James Nulick from the new collection Kickstand, available today, Halloween 2025, from Anxiety Press. Get it. Get it. I promise you it's worth it. The Gift by James Nulick. Empty. My wife left me. Oh God, I'm already spoiling it. Empty. My wife left while I was out walking Rolo. I immediately knew something was wrong when I rounded the corner from the previous block, Rolo pressuring the leash to get home faster, and saw her car was no longer in the drive, where great oil stains have marked its place. It was only my car in the drive, hers noticeably absent. My heart a snare drum, I walked slightly faster, not wanting to give my tight-lipped neighbors a show. Rolo is our chocolate dachshund. The note. I quickly jog up the 6 steps that lead from our doorway to the sidewalk, Rolo keeping pace with me. Our house was built in 1951, long before any PC notions of the handicapped came into play. At 34, I don't have any trouble scaling the steps, even 2 at a time, but it is a pain, and the rain makes it even more treacherous, despite the ancient metal handrail to the left of the pebbled cement steps. As I ascend the steps, I briefly take note of my Amazon, USPS, UPS, FedEx sign taped to the garage door, which is partially blocked by my, and formerly Cece's, car. You can't fully read it until you're right up on it. Please leave packages in front of garage door, not at front door. Thank you. Don't you think the exclamation marks are a bit much? Cece asked, before I slid the laser-printed sign into a transparency, then taped the sign to the garage door with 3M clear carton sealing tape. It's like you're yelling at them, Cece said. Cece, short for Cecilia, is my wife. I'm not yelling at them. I just want them to leave the packages in front of the garage door. Our cars hide the packages. I don't see what the big deal is. I don't know. I think it's rude. Those gorillas get paid a lot to deliver those packages. You're such an elitist. I pay good money for those deliveries. Okay, we'll leave the sign up then. But I still think it's rude. I bend down, unhasp Rolo's leash from her no-pull harness, rub my knuckles against her baseball skull, and move towards the drawer where I keep her leash and Django. She wasn't sweating on our walk. It's quite cool this evening, so there's no need to air it. I notice the note on the kitchen counter as I'm closing the drawer. Not in an envelope, not folded over with my name written and underlined, no Hollywood nonsense. It's just a naked piece of paper on the counter. I'm staying with my parents for a while. I need to sort things out. I love you, but you need help. Please don't come looking for me. My parents still love you. Don't ruin it. Cece. Stunned, I slide down the cabinet door of the island until my butt hits the floor. I unfurl, a defeated flag, my right ear making a pillow of the cold floor, the pink marble Cece agonized over for months. Should we go with granite or marble, she asked. So I researched it for several days. I want our whole kitchen to be pink. Is that okay? Whatever you want, my dear. You're the one who will be spending the most time in it, laughing. Granite is stronger and more practical, more masculine, so naturally she chose marble. The cabinet doors, the drawer fascia, the pink granite countertops, everything pink. The only things that are not pink are the refrigerator, black, the sink, cement gray, and the Brizo Kintsu faucet, Lumicoat black onyx. She let me choose those items with heavy influence from her. The delicate hanging lights with Edison bulbs, the recessed lighting directly over the counter, the minimalist decor, nothing to diminish from the overall glowing pink of her kitchen, as if I'm lying on the floor of the world's most expensive bordello. The kitchen remodel ended up costing me over $200,000. The floor I'm lying on and everything attached to it or sitting on it is an extension of Cece's brain, her personality. It really is a beautiful kitchen, but it feels hollow, cold, abandoned. With my right ear on the floor, which is warming with my body heat, I stare at the space between the floor and the counter, the wood paneling, the molding, the scars in the paint directly under the kitchen sink from Cece's Birkenstocks. Is this the last thing people see when they collapse to the floor after a heart attack? Twitching in agony as their sub-zero under-counter wine refrigerator mocks them, their face reflected beatifically in the glass. My mind wanders to Cece's Birkenstocks, her toes whitened from walking, the depression of her body, the perfectly clipped toenails, the orange nail polish with the top coat brighter than the ice cream trucks of my childhood. I have watched her in bed countless times doing this. What color should I paint them tonight? What color do you want to paint them? That's why I'm asking you, laughing. Only now, realizing how much I must miss it and not appreciating it for what it was, a small private act between two people. Her parents, well off but not that well, do not have a kitchen like ours. Their home is a modest, practical ranch 2 hours southeast of us, or of me, I guess. My penis has gotten hard thinking about Cece's feet, her shoes. I tug on myself non-committally through my pants a few times, the kitchen suddenly blurry. I haven't cried in years, not even when my mother died. But now, my whole body is heaving. I only snap out of it when Rollo comes into the kitchen, buffing my forehead with her nose, a look of perplexed bemusement on her face. Work is meaningless. I'm a program manager for Light Fiber. Light Fiber is a small design, engineering, construction, and infrastructure contractor for the telecommunications industry. We place fiber for telecoms. My projects generally revolve around MDUs, or multiple dwelling units, new apartment buildings, large office complexes, hospitals, schools, hotels, places that require a vast fiber network. I'm often the single point of contact between contractors, clients, engineers, project foremen, property managers, and stakeholders. What's so funny about all of it is that I hate people. I put on a tie and a straight face, a cracked glass smile, the glad handing, the bullshitting, and the lunches. Sometimes when I'm having lunch with a client, I'll be sitting across from them, thinking the most horrible, unspeakable things. If they are particularly egregious, I often wish death upon them and their children, all while picking up the tab, of course. I make good money, but I already have money. My parents left me a considerable trust fund when they passed. First my father, then my mother. They owned 2 restaurants in the city and did very well. But they didn't want me following in their footsteps, an anonymous barnacle in the dirty restaurant business. They wanted me to be an engineer or an architect. My parents thought attorneys were crooked and doctors were rich idiots who bought a degree to enter a field they didn't understand. So I went to school and earned an electrical engineering degree. I've been a project manager for 11 years now, always promising my father that the promotion was coming, that the engineer title would someday be a comma and a strand of letters behind my name. But they both died before it happened, thank God. Now I no longer have parental pressure on me, just the squeeze from my boss, from Cece. Cece, I don't mind, of course, since she was kind enough to marry me, but work Work is meaningless. I move numbers around. I stare at maps, fiber placement routes drawn by engineers. I make calls, site visits, and none of it means anything. I'm not helping people. I'm not saving lives. I'm installing fiber so people can look at Pornhub on a MacBook Air at 2:30 in the morning, masturbating their way to a sleek, lonely death. I keep toothpicks under my eyelids for 8 hours. I nod. I say, yes, sir, and yes, ma'am. I pull at my tie, forever the boy in shock, the role my boss likes. I'm not even sure he likes me. He says he does, but men lie all the time. Hey, boss, I'm going to lunch. Want anything? Where are you going? I was thinking today. Can you pick up one of those spicy meatball subs for me? Sure thing. Here, let me give you some money. Nah, that's all right, sir. You sure? Yeah, you can get me next time. Deal, my boss says, already looking at his desk, and I am dismissed. At the sandwich shop, tucked between Del Taco and Wingstop in an anonymous stucco mall, youngish men my age sit forlornly at plastic tables, staring at their sandwich and Coca-Cola as if it's the highlight of their day, and sadly, I think it is. I notice few wedding rings and even fewer smiles, a cellophane of depression draping everything in jaundiced yellows and gauzy pinks. Do I sit at my own small table and join them, or do I head back to the office? I make my way to the door and head towards my car, a blank model that resembles a dozen others, the stench of my boss's meatball sub tainting the interior. I know it will linger for days, the price of a smooth office setting. After 11 years, my office is smaller than Cece's walk-in pantry. I do not complain. When my boss had a box of business cards printed 5 years in, I was shocked. My father carefully inspected them, fresh from the printer. It doesn't say engineer, my father said, throwing it on the countertop. We paid for an electrical engineering degree, not program manager. He'll get there, Cece said, coming to my defense. We began inviting them less. Call me more often, my father said, the admonition thick as faro and ball paint. When he died, I felt guilty for not having called as often as I should have, but not overly so. I asked a friend at work, an older colleague, about it. Don't put that on yourself. It isn't worth it. You did nothing wrong. Sleepless nights. Hey, speaking of that, let me finish my coffee. Sleepless nights. Cece has been gone for over a week now, 8 days. And on the 8th day, she returned, or not. I laughed at the thought because I don't know what else to do. Please don't come looking for me. If I ever wanted to get her back, I knew I had to listen to her. If I went seeking her out, climbing up those stairs, it would be all over. I collapsed on the sofa after work, every day the same as the last. Get up, shower, get dressed, eat, make lunch, drive to the office. In the evening, everything is reversed. I have no interest in television, and Pornhub would only result in grubby lost hours spent on an iPhone, staring at orgasm after sad orgasm on a small screen, edging my way to another restless night, sometimes dropping my phone on my forehead, feeling stupid about it, glancing around in embarrassment, remembering that Cece is gone. I miss her so much, my body screams. When I pull into the drive after work, I quickly enter the house, not wanting the neighbors to see me, likely thinking, we know your wife left you. Rolo joyfully wagging her snub-nosed tail. Daddy's home, baby, sitting on my haunches, my knees popping like a cap gun, cinching the Django over her compact body for a quick walk. A very small doggy door leads from the pink kitchen to the backyard. crawler-proof because Cece was always freaked out about an intruder squeezing through the doggy door, and me reassuring her so many times a man would have to liquefy all his ribs to squeeze through that hole. Okay, if you say so, but when some psychopath sex maniac is hovering over me in our bedroom, I'll remind you of that. Laughing. I pull a hoodie on and clip the leash to Rolo's Django. We named her, well, Cece named her, Rolo, after the roll of caramel candy. My wife is 5'2", 118 pounds, and wears a size 6 shoe. She is petite. I'm a petite, she said more than once. How do you know you're a petite? Because the internet tells me I am, laughing. A petite is a woman with a height of 5'4" or less. My mom and my older sisters are also petites, though my mom is a lot rounder now. Being a woman sounds really complicated, like you have to know all this stuff about your body just to buy clothes and stuff. Yeah, you lucked out being a bro. You even get to pee standing up. I am so jealous. But these conversations were so long ago, before the perfect house, before the perfect kitchen. She was 23 when we got married 11 years ago. My dream job and my dream woman bagged nearly the same time. The ultimate kill. Her parents are wealthy, though my parents had more money than hers, which they regrettably reminded me of from time to time. Money isn't everything, Father. You tell me that when you end up homeless. How would I end up homeless, Father? You don't, because I pay for everything. I realized, very young, that I could never win with my father, so I stopped trying. I was taller than he was, which he also resented. You got your head in the clouds, you're so tall, that's why you think everything is easy. When he passed, I paid for his cremation. He rests in a columbarium next to the ashes of my mother in the soft hills beyond the city. Rolo pauses in a patch of grass and squats to do her business. I pull the hood of my hoodie over my head to cinch out the cold, hoping no one calls the police. My neighbors don't like me, or at the very least don't trust me, even though Cece and I have lived here for 10 years now. Wife, job, house, all acquired very close to each other, maybe less than 6 months. Things a 24-year-old couldn't possibly accomplish now. Awash in the dirty, desiccated scraps of a lost world that offers no respite and no rewards. A shell of what life used to be. After Rolo is finished, I pull her towards me, cutting our walk short by a block. I have a date tonight, and I want to get back before it's completely dark. Neighborhood watch. I enjoy the walks with Rolo, but I always feel like my neighbors are watching me, their hearts filled with distrust and hate. Behind white shuttered windows, a nosy fingertip assessing the worth of my life. Once we're back inside the house, Rolo immediately heads to her pet libro. She no longer sleeps in her doggy bed now that Mama is gone. When it's time for bed, my dead mother's voice still ringing in my ears, "It's 8 o'clock, boy." I bring Rolo full cradle into my arms and onto the bed with me, a Cinnabon twisted at my feet, her smooth coat warming my hairless shins. Oh boy, I need a drink of water before this next part. Tenga date night. Friday evening. I recently bought a Tenga from Amazon, an artificial pussy that's supposedly the best male masturbation toy of all time. I unboxed it this morning before leaving for work. At the office a full 8 hours, my dick throbbing just thinking about the Tenga. So I jerked off in the restroom, the stall door locked behind me, others coming and going, assuming I'm taking a leak. And then the maniacal drive back home, thinking about the ecstasy I'd be enveloped in once I got back to the safety of our bedroom. I drop Rollo's leash and Django into the designated drawer, perhaps closing the drawer a little too energetically, a teenager preparing for a late-night window-hopping rendezvous once the parents are asleep. Rollo is busy nosing around in her Petley bro, her snout separating lights from darks. Don't be all George Wallace, I say to her, laughing. She looks at me, then goes back to her dinner. After a quick shower, I don't bother putting my boxer briefs on because I know the evil that's burning like a blue flame at the base of my skull. I crouch in front of her side of the mirrored closet, briefly inventorying my nude body before sliding the door to the left. I am in good shape for 34, mostly due to my keto diet and my workout routine. My chin is taut, my jaw is square, chiseled as the Men's Health magazines say. My chest, legs, pretty much my entire body is hairless, thanks to genetics. My stomach is flat, my legs are tree trunk thick, my calves are bulging pistons. The only issue I have with my body is my penis. It's short, but it has a lot of girth. Short and thick, Cece once said, just how the girls like it. I've measured it several times. It always comes up just short of 5 inches, no matter how hard I am. You're not lying to me, are you, just to make me feel good? Laughing. Of course not. Would I lie to you? Read any women's magazine. Girth is more important than length. Okay, I'm trusting you, laughing. Maybe I could get surgery to have it lengthened. That's so gross, it probably wouldn't even get hard anymore. Then I'd have to find some 20-year-old to replace you. Gee, thanks. At the moment, my penis is an accusatory finger in the mirror, telling me to get to work. After pushing her mirrored door aside, I look through her shoes, on my knees, searching for whatever speaks to me. She has several pairs. I quickly count 19, and choose a pair of Birkenstocks, Arizona Mocha. Cece bought us matching shoes at the Birkenstock store, a pair of Arizona Birkenbucks for her and a pair for me, color mocha. They are the shoes she wears most often around the house. Why didn't she take them? She must have taken her Keens, something practical for escape, the 2-hour drive alone, just Cece in her car with her thoughts. In the corner near the wall, shining like a pink diamond, her Christian Louboutin. Oh, God, fuck. I forgot how you actually say this guy's name properly. Louboutin. I think it's Louboutin or something like that. Yeah, Christian Louboutin, patent Pigalle Foyer. My French sucks. 12 pumps. God damn it. Fuck it. I'm going to start this sentence over. Oh, God, there's always one of these things, and I fuck up the pronunciation. I'm sorry, James. In the corner, near the wall, shining like a pink diamond, her Christian Louboutin patent Pigalle Folie 120 pumps, size 6, pink. I'm shocked she didn't take them, but also relieved. She wouldn't go on a blind date in her Keens. She calls her Christian Louboutins her fuck-me pumps. I always pretend to be shocked each time she says it. But I want something simple right now, nothing so drastic or showy. The pumps look like pure torture devices for me. To me. How can you even walk in those things? You get used to it. After choosing the Birkenstocks, I slide the door closed in case someone's hiding in the closet. I don't want them watching me. Childhood fear, my mother's voice in my head. Don't play with yourself. If you want to be a good boy, and carefully place her sandals on top of my nightstand. I lie naked on the bed, briefly rolling over to Cece's side of the bed, pulling open the top drawer of her nightstand, something I would never do if she were here. We respect each other's privacy. I mean, I think she respects mine. After 10 years, you'd think you'd know a person. I slowly open her drawer. The usual items: an extra iPhone charger, lip balm, Le Petit Marseille hand lotion, a nail buffer, and pushed deep in back where the darkness lingers, a purple Tracy's dog G-spot vibrator. I take it out, sniff the bulbous tip. Would it work on me? I don't even know where the prostate is, somewhere up the ass. I put the vibrator back, not wanting to mar it, hoping she will return. I roll back on my side of the bed, opening the top drawer of my nightstand, the Tenga waiting like a twisted plastic mistress. Special delivery. Saturday morning. A shy knock at the door. Semi-conscious, nude, the comforter under me like a snowstorm. Rolo's paws on my chest, licking my face to wake me up. I rub her baseball head, stroke her soft ears, and swing my legs over the edge of the mattress, sitting for a moment, briefly wondering why I'm not wearing my boxer briefs, then remembering the Tenga, the lotion, the intense pleasure. Attached to my back, a gooey appendage. The Tenga, likely slept on after I passed out. I set it on the nightstand. Reusable, I'll have to wash it. Maybe in the shower would be easiest. I walk to the dresser, open a drawer, pull on a pair of black boxer briefs. Trunks, Cece said. They're called trunks. That's what they were labeled on the website when I bought them for you. Do I look sexy in them? Would I buy them for you if you didn't? My dick doesn't feel particularly gummy. Did I come last night? If I did, the pleasure of the Tenga erased it from my memory. I forego the shower for now, pulling on a pair of 5'11 tacticals and a black t-shirt. I take a leak. Flush, look at myself in the bathroom mirror. Everything wide and vast and pink. Cece's eternal love of pink. I don't mind it, the color having grown on me after unlocking the mysteries of Faro and Ball paint, prying a can open, the utter shock at the thickness of it, the ritual associated with its application, the primer and undercoat. When we were painting the bedroom, I moved a stir stick around in the paint and watched as it slowly quicksanded around the stick. Look, it looks like a vagina, I said to Cece, holding the can in her direction, dead flat pink. You're such a dirty boy. Is that all you think about? I'm a man, I said, laughing. Too lazy to put socks and shoes on, because maybe I'll shower later, I slide my unsocked feet into my Birkenstocks, which look ridiculous paired with the 5'11s. Finger the MacBook Air until the screen wakes, then hit my Eufy icon for the quad cam live feed of the front door. Seeing nothing at the front door, I notice a small package in front of the garage door. The other two auto-tracking cams are fixed on the backyard and our bedroom window. Thank God someone knows how to follow directions. It's definitely not FedEx or on crack. Rolo is nosing around in her Petley bro. How's my good girl doing? Eh, Rolo? She looks up at me, the love in her eyes obvious. Why couldn't Cece love me like that? She used to. I thumb and index the screen and expand the live feed of the garage door, but I can't tell what the package is. It's not Amazon. The box looks black. I walk through the kitchen to the door leading to the garage. The LG washer and dryer sit quietly, two dead glass eyes staring intently at the garage door. We never park our cars in the garage. I wanted the cars visible so potential thieves would know we were home. I tap a button on the wall and the garage door partially opens. I'm not completely electrified. I still do some things manually, fearful of humanity quickly becoming fat white larvae stunned and wriggling to the sound of Alexa's voice. Ducking outside in my tacticals and Birkenstocks, careful not to hit my head on the garage door, I bend down to retrieve the unmarked black package, a corrugated plastic box of some sort. Hey man, good to see you. Frightened by the voice, I hit my head on the garage door. I look up to see my neighbor, David, smiling. Oh, sorry man, I didn't mean to startle you, laughing. It's okay, rubbing my head. Good to see you too. I noticed Cece's car has been gone for a few days. Yeah, she's visiting her parents. She'll be there for a week or so. That's awesome, man. You getting a little break, eh? Laughing. Unfortunately, my wife never leaves, giggling. I hold the package closer to my chest, somewhat impatient with David's intrusive rambling. You said a week or so? Yes, sir. You should totally come over tonight. Me and a few of the boys are getting together to watch the game. 85 inches of pure bliss. What time is it? I ask, knowing I won't go. The game starts at 5 o'clock. Come on over, man. My wife's making dinner for us. We'll have a few beers. Thank you for the invite. That's very kind of you. I have a deadline to meet, a huge construction project I'm working on. But if I get a break tonight, I'll certainly come over. All right, bro. It'd be nice to hang out, knock a few back. Who's playing? I ask out of politeness. I don't even know what game he's referring to. Suns versus Lakers. Oh, cool. Thank you. Sure thing, man. What you got there? Another fad diet? Laughing. I stare at the corrugated black plastic box in my arms. The minimalist logo is a green tree with an inverted Wi-Fi symbol underneath it. The word roots underneath the Wi-Fi symbol. I'm not sure. Something my wife sent. She's babysitting even when she's gone. Enjoy your day. You too, man. Laughing. The gift. I wasn't even sure it was from my wife, but who else would it be from? There isn't a delivery label on it at all. How would they know the delivery address? It must be an app-driven thing, the company going super minimalist to look cool or something. Whatever it is, it's heavy. I elbow the garage door button and head into the house. Maybe she sent something for Rolo, a new feeder of some kind, as if the $500 Petlibro isn't enough. I place the box on the dining room table. Look, Rolo, a surprise from Mama. I wash my hands twice with extra hot water, as hot as I can stand, then pour a glass of pulp-free Simply Orange. I don't know who touched the box or who delivered it. I can't afford to get sick. I have perfect attendance at work, and I'm expecting to be bumped to a PM3 any day now. Management comes and goes, yet I've been stuck as a PM2 for 5 years. Raises and promotions always happen in the fall. If my boss truly likes me, it should happen. I've been at Light Fiber for 11 years now, much longer than him, and I have taken all the required online courses to strengthen my knowledge, my employability to others. They would be stupid to let me go, as my knowledge of infrastructure is robust, to echo the idiotic corporate speak. Don't get too hooked on yourself, Cece once said, pinching the fat on my sides that isn't there, my 19 BMI not very pinchable. I would fuck me if I could, I responded, playing with her small breasts while kissing her. Oh, trust me, I know, giggling. Don't you think I'm a hot piece? That's why I married you, she said, laughing. Well, that and the size of your wallet, really laughing. Auto tracking. Before I open the package, I wake my MacBook, hit the Eufy security app, tap the events tab, and scroll, a blur of images until I come upon the exact moment of delivery, which is shorter than 20 seconds. When I pause the playback on the delivery man's face, all I can make out is a blur. Does the delivery company use some kind of facial blurring technology? I can't even tell what his race is, as he is hiding under a floppy bucket hat. When I thumb and index his face, I still can't tell. It's just a blur. No matter. I'm still going to open the package, although now I feel somewhat trepidatious about it, as the delivery man wasn't wearing a recognizable uniform. Perhaps he was driving a Roots delivery vehicle. Suddenly, I have images of the Unabomber in my head, exploding packages, ricin, anthrax, my face punctured with poisoned roofing nails. Could someone at work? No, nobody at work associates with me very much, other than the obligatory meetings, conference calls, entertaining subcontractors. Sadly, I have no real friends at work. I'm kind of a blur myself. And outside of work, I only have Cece and Rolo, my parents dead, my cousins unresponsive, the occasional empty like on Instagram. I am without friends, and my marriage is deteriorating, though everything looks great on the outside. Beautiful wife, perfect house, perfect job, young, fit body, a responsive, loving pet. But it's all hollow and meaningless, an empty Instagram collage posted for likes. I love you, but you need help. Standing in front of the dining room table, I scratched the adolescent stubble growing under my chin. I haven't shaved yet. It's Saturday. Normally on a Saturday, if Cece were with me, we'd have breakfast at our favorite little restaurant downtown, then afterwards go to Earthly Delights, her favorite nursery, to pick out a plant, maybe a succulent of some kind, or a happy, cheerful bloomer, blue violet, blood orange, butterfly white, or perhaps an edible vegetable, another wonderful addition to Cece's Victorian glass greenhouse in our backyard. I pull a drawer and grab a box cutter, the same drawer I keep Rolo's leash and Django in. Approaching the black package, I notice a small pull tab at the very top, on the side, the tab also black. The packaging is exquisite. These people have thought of everything. Carefully pulling the tab from left to right, expecting my hands to explode in my face, I am relieved when the tab curls into a harmless tail. I carefully open the box, pulling the outer flaps apart, moving the inner flaps skyward. Inside, secured by opposing facing styrofoam to prevent shifting during delivery, one of the strangest plants I have ever seen. I carefully remove the plant from the box. It's housed in a terracotta planter with the Roots logo on it. I place it in the center of the table. It kind of looks like an anthurium. Kind of looks like an anthurium, which for the longest time I mispronounced as Arthurium until Cece corrected me, except its bright pink spathe, tightly curled upon itself, looks very vaginal, much more vaginal than the anthurium, with a creamsicle-colored spadix poking shyly through the bottom of the fold. Cece and I attended a few Saturday classes at Earthly Delights after her 10 by 20 Victorian glass greenhouse was professionally installed in our backyard. Also slightly different from the anthurium, the spadix rises at a rude angle that almost looks like an erection, a small creamy orange penis. I'm laughing at the ridiculousness of it. As if I need another thing to take care of. As if me and Rolo are not enough. Behind the sharp green blades of the plant, which also differs from the anthurium, a plastic pitchfork with a small envelope pushed between its tines. I pull the plastic pitchfork and the attached envelope from the soil, opening the envelope, which does not have my name written on it, a small card. Happy birthday! I thought you could use some company. How's Rolo doing? Still thinking about things. My parents say hello, and they love you. Love, Cece. On the other side of the card, a set of instructions written in tight, careful script. Meet your new friend. This is a Brazilian orgasm plant. Vaginophalum brasilensis. She originates from Brazil. She likes humid conditions and indirect sunlight. Use a spray bottle filled with cool sugar water to mist her several times a week. Do not overwater. She prefers temperatures between 70 and 90. To see why she is called an orgasm plant, simply wet the tip of your finger, dip it in sugar, and gently rub your finger around the sensitive outer folds of the spathe, leaf. The spadix, penis, oozes a clear, colorless, viscous liquid from the tip when the spathe is aroused. Don't worry, the liquid is harmless. Keep your Brazilian orgasm plant away from wood. Tile surfaces or greenhouses work best. Sincerely, your friends at Roots. Cece's sense of humor, solidified in plant form. The instructions are printed font, but Cece's greeting on the obverse is in her own hand. At least it looks like her writing. Did she go to the Roots facility to personally sign the card? Or did she sign it digitally, her writing, done with stylus and pad, downloaded and transferred in purple ink to this card? But it seems out of character for her, sending me a plant when she's angry with me. I honestly expected no text on my birthday, no call, knowing she is upset with me. So why this? Is it really from her? If not, who sent it? I tear the card in two, place both pieces in my mouth, and chew on them until the edges soften. After a minute or so of chewing and manipulating my tongue around the pieces, I swallow them. If Cece doesn't want to be here with me, I'll eat a piece of her and keep her inside me, at least until she passes through my body. Purple ink, dark hair, her vagina a rare flower hidden deep in the remotest part of the world. Shiny insects. Saturday, October 11th. Today is my birthday, 35. I can't believe I'm 35. I'm not young anymore. No happy birthday call or text from Cece, just this weird plant. Young women hiding away at their parents' house, the earth turning, children playing secret games, men dressed in basketball shorts. No one cares. The sound of several doors closing, men greeting each other. My left wrist tells me it's 4:30. I glide silently through the house, crack the blinds with the smallest push of my fingertip, and peek out at the world. David's friends are gathering in Jeeps, Ford Broncos, Dodge Rams, the sidewalk laden with testosterone. One young man performs the wrestler's death grip with David as David slaps him on the back before they both disappear inside the house. There must be 5 or 6 vehicles I don't recognize parked along the sidewalk like gaudy insects, a few of them illicitly elevated by the curb. I am tall but slightly built, with a blunt nose, a short, thick penis, and dark, unmanageable hair. I am foreign to their greetings, their coded hand signals, their craft beer with silly names and garish labels. Another sleepless night. Damn. Saturday evening. Fuck, sorry guys. Saturday evening. The house is ticking, the foundation's settling. Even with Rolo, the house is too quiet. My chest feels tight, like I have an ace bandage wrapped around it. I still haven't taken a shower and it's close to sunset. My feet are still housed, unsocked, in my Birkenstocks. The cork footbed not completely erasing the scent of the human wearing them. I want to be erased. Me and Cece have matching nightstands from Room and Board, a 2-drawer model called Emerson with a faux marble top that's actually ceramic. Shaker style, very minimalist. Of course, Cece chose them. She chooses and I buy. It's nice having someone else to think for you. I have too much to think about with work. I don't want to think about home stuff. I don't know if I'm lazy or just a typical man. My mind drifts, and I wonder if we have any ace bandages, if I stripped down to my boxer briefs, took them off, and wrapped my penis with an ace bandage, my penis, my ass, everything from the navel down. Would I stop having these desires? Would I no longer be addicted to pornography? Cece says I'm addicted. I tell her I'm a normal man. I love you. But I tell you I'm a normal man. Wow. Fuck. Sorry, my voice sucks. Cece says I'm addicted. I tell her I'm a normal man. I love you, but you need help. Oh, you're normal? What do the other guys do at work? How would I know? I don't talk about things like that at work. It's inappropriate. Oh, inappropriate? How about jerking off at 2 o'clock in the morning with your iPhone in your hand when you think I'm asleep? How many times have I caught you? I have trouble sleeping. What am I supposed to do? Wake you up and ask if you want to bang? No, you're supposed to be normal. have sex like a normal couple. We do have sex like a normal couple. Yeah, I know, but looking at other women on your phone is unacceptable. I should be good enough for you. You said yes to me, remember? Not some duck-lipped whore on your iPhone. You are good enough for me. Then prove it. Maybe you should see a counselor. I'm not going to see a counselor. That's way too private. It's an invasion of privacy telling some stranger about my sexual habits. Okay, then, whatever. Just don't look at porn when you're next to me. It's totally disrespectful. If you loved me, you wouldn't look at it at all. And I was doing good for a while. No secret iPhone trips to the bathroom at 3 in the morning. No jerking off in the restroom at work. My iPhone on mute. The Pornhub videos garish under the fluorescent lights. My company, a supposed high-tech company, installing the latest garbage to keep people connected. And no LED lighting in the restroom. People say one thing but do another. Even corporations. Everyone lies, says yes all the time, when really they mean no. Some old friend from university DMs you on Instagram out of the blue. You exchange emails. You send a happy email about connecting again. Then they ghost you. People are fucked up, selfish, weird. So, I'm jerking off to porn on my iPhone. At least I'm not sleeping with another woman. I love my wife. It's just, I strip off my shirt, throw it on the floor. I'll pick it up in a moment. Kick off my Birkenstocks, strip off my 511 tacticals. I'm now down to my boxer briefs. I tow all of my dehusked clothing into a pile near the hamper that's on my side of the mirrored closet door, something I would never do if Cece was home. I walk barefoot into the kitchen and carefully grab the plant, gripping it by the terracotta planter, leaving the little matching water plate underneath it on the dining room table. The plant is surprisingly heavy, but I assume that's partially due to the terracotta planter and the potting soil, an unusual black and white mixture that smells very earthy but looks like moon dust. I carefully set the planter on the nightstand on my side of the bed. I figure any oozing that occurs will be okay because of the marble top on the nightstand, but I don't believe any of it. Just some marketing gimmick from a bro-run company that will disappear in 5 years. Lying on the bed, I roll off my trunks, sniff the crotch where my asshole would be, then throw them on top of the pile near the hamper. Unlike all the goons next door, I'm a terrible shot. God. But I console myself with a laugh. What are they, 2 ounces? How can you accurately pitch 2 ounces across a room? There must be studies. Horny middle-aged men with stubby, chubby horny middle-aged man with stubby, chubby tosses high-end briefs across the room, falls short of basket. Basic physics support the shortcomings. Details at noon. Out of my mind, horny, I sniff the plant, burying my nose deep inside its labial folds. It has a sugary scent, almost like cotton candy, nothing like the mechanical aridity of my ass. I push the terracotta planter closer to the opposite edge of the nightstand and move my digital clock over to Cece's nightstand. I don't want the plant oozing onto my sensitive electronics. Rolling onto my side, opening the nightstand, I remove the Tenga and the Tenga lotion. It feels incredible. I close my eyes, thinking of Cece's ass and her favorite jeans, how they sculpt my thoughts. I go slow. I was too excited the other night and I came too fast. Wait, was that Friday? Last night? The days don't make sense without her. I laugh thinking about the baboons next door. What would they think of me now with their clinking bottles and their comical yeah every time their team made a basket? Fist bumps and yeah bros. Though in reality, none of them think a thing about me, the weird foreigner next door, though my skin is lighter than theirs. It's the thing underneath they wouldn't recognize, the shared hate. The pleasure from the Tenga is intense. I'm using the fingers of my left hand, normally my iPhone hand, to push down on my perineum so I don't come so fast. A trick I read on Reddit. I'm using my right to move the tenga up and down the shaft of my penis, but there is an embarrassing squelching noise coming from the cup, and I wonder, briefly, if the basketball bros can hear it during muted commercials, but that seems impossible. And poor Rolo, in her doggy bed, I've trained her not to jump on the bed as it can injure her back. Staring in my direction, wondering what Daddy is doing. She's only allowed on the bed when I bring her onto the bed with me, a breathing comma folded against my leg. I pull the cup off, get up, and walk into the kitchen, the tenga still in hand. I pull the elastomer sleeve, the fake pussy, out of the protective shell of the red tenga cup. I remove one of Cece's knives from her Wusthof knife block. Wow, why is that so hard to say? Wusthof knife block. The meaty chef's knife with the red pitchfork logo on it, reminding me of the plastic pitchfork with the small card imprisoned between its tines that either she or someone at Roots had pushed into the soil surrounding the plant. Hold the closed end of the tenga on Cece's pink marble countertop, a scene from Gilligan's Island or The Blue Lagoon, me alone naked on a pink marble island or standing next to one, and begin slicing the cervical tip off the tenga with the $200 Wusthof. Rolo trots into the kitchen, buffing my shin with her wet nose, wondering what I'm doing. Hey girl, not now. I bend down, knees popping, and stroke her head, her back. In the semi-darkness, I realize the dining room drapes are parted, but decide it would be more dangerous to close them at this point, my nudity on full display. I also realize I don't care. My attention back on the deep-throated victim on the countertop, I cut a good inch off the tip, dragging the knife blade back and forth across the delicate white neck of my quarry, the elastomer surprisingly resilient, before it finally gives, crooked white shark's teeth hungrily awaiting the arrival of my glands, the world's shortest periscope. I wipe the knife clean with a pulled Kleenex, push it back into its designated slot in the knife block, depress the simple human with a bare foot, and drop the outer tenga cup, the severed tip, and the used Kleenex into the trash. Heliotrope. Saturday night, back in our bedroom, I lie on our bed, lube the tenga, swipe and thumb my password into my iPhone, Cece's 6-digit birthday, and search cream pie on Pornhub. For some idiotic reason known only to me, I thumb the sound way down low. Why am I embarrassed? Who could possibly hear me? Is it the guilt of coupling with an inanimate object, conjoined with something other than my wife? Am I wanting to protect Rolo or the baboons next door? The pearl clutchers in the supermarket line, ill-mannered grocery clerks who hate me. Now that the tenga has an opening on both ends, I'm able to stroke the entire length of my penis until the head of my dick appears at the other end. I grab the cylindrical bottle of tenga lotion, which has rolled on the bed and stopped at my leg, remove the cap, and squeeze the lotion directly onto the head of my dick, slowly moving the sleeve up and down until humanity disappears. I feel the fingers of my left hand against the sweaty valley of my perineum, hard, but it's no use. I can feel the pulse as I explode all over my chest. I hear a low, husky moan to my right, and I'm deeply shocked to see the spathe of the plant, its head, stretching in my direction, almost like a wild dog trying to break free of its leash, the spadix oozing a clear, colorless liquid from its tip onto the nightstand. I back away, horrified, but the plant keeps beckoning me, the labia of its spathe undulating in a side-to-side motion. Transfixed, I prop myself on my knees, my weight sinking into the high-end luxury mattress as I move the terracotta planter closer to me. Close, but not dangerously so, as an experiment. I slowly move my penis from side to side in a wagging motion, and I'm aghast when the plant follows me, tracking my exact movements, speeding up when I move faster, slowing down when I slow down. There must be some kind of electronic device embedded in the plant allowing it to do this. Is Cece watching me somehow? Or worse, is someone I don't know watching me? Someone at Roots? Is there a camera embedded in the heart of the plant? Careful to avoid the head of the plant, I quickly drag a finger through the viscous liquid pooling on the nightstand and bring it to my nose. It's odorless, but then so is a lot of poison. Without thinking, I put my finger on my tongue, expecting salty, but it tastes like simple syrup or grenadine. Thanks to Michael Marin, I know one can die within minutes after ingesting cyanide, but there's no burning, no dizziness, no shortness of breath, no coughing. The spade begins shuddering when I look at it, like it's begging me to touch it. So I move. Jesus Christ, I'm sorry, I almost threw the page across the fucking room. Ah, shit. Broke off the sentence in a weird place with my idiocy. The spade begins shuddering when I look at it, like it's begging me to touch it. So I move closer towards it, taunting it by holding the head of my penis about an inch away from its labial folds. As I just came a few minutes ago, I have little hope of getting hard again anytime soon. It usually takes me 15 to 20 minutes or so. My fears somewhat abated, I lick my middle finger, dip it in the clear ooze on the nightstand, and trace my finger around the plant's lips. I'm astonished when the spadix moves heavenward like an erection, the tip still oozing fluid, though slower now. Drunk on lust and momentarily unconcerned about what might happen to my body, the kind of psychotic blind spot that only happens pre-nut, I bury my nose in the labial folds of the plant. Its scent reminds me of one of Cece's expensive gourmand perfumes, sugary but not overly so, with a base note I can't quite identify. Perhaps cardamom? The labial folds gently tickle the wings of my nose, and I can feel the head of the spadix brushing against the stubble on the underside of my chin, the soft expanse that comes immediately after the jawbone. Put yourself inside me. Amazingly, I am hard again, and it has only been a few minutes. I could never get this hard this fast with Cece, much to her dismay, though she pretended otherwise. Though one hurtful night I recall her saying, "You came now, I want to come." But didn't you? Put yourself inside me. The plant. No, it can't be. On my haunches, I gently guide the spade onto the head of my penis, its labial folds moving like cilia against me, an otherworldly car wash. I can feel the sandpaper tip of the spadix caressing the underside of my shaft as I push further into the plant. The spadix seems to have increased in size, though I am too lost in ecstasy to look. It's like I've pushed myself into a strange animal with 4 tongues, the plant providing me the attention no human animal ever could, each slippery, salivating organ gliding with swarm intelligence over my penis, a feat that would be impossible with just one mouth. To test the plant, I back slightly away from it, but it follows me, stretching itself as it continues sucking my cock like a skirt-lifting professional, like the prostitute I've always wanted to hire but never had the balls to, wondering if Cece would be into it. Of course, I've always been too afraid to ask. I didn't want her wrath, and I also assumed asking such a thing would make her instantly distrust me. Perhaps rightly so. I have never cheated on my wife. Come inside me. Lightheaded, my lower back tingling, a small fingerlet or some sort of appendage from the plant's lower tongue caresses my frenulum. Shaking, wobbly on my haunches, I explode inside the plant, emptying everything I am inside of it. The spadix shoots its colorless ooze all over the base of my penis, a pleasant warmth that feels like peeing enveloping my entire lower body. I collapse on my back onto the bed, completely drained. I told you this was wild. Earthly delights. Sunday morning. I thought I knew you. Oh well. My digital clock missing, then I remember I moved it over to Cece's nightstand last night or this morning. Straining without my glasses, I can just make out 9:20. Oh my god. Rolo, my little Cinnabon, is curled tight against my leg. Did I lift her onto the bed last night? I am completely nude, something that would never happen if Cece were here. Don't sleep naked, it's gross. Put your boxers on, dirty boy. Don't you want to sleep naked? No, I don't, and I don't want you to either. I know your little midnight habits. What if you had some nocturnal emission? Then I'd have to clean it up, laughing. Nocturnal emission, laughing. I haven't had one of those since I was like 14 or something. I glance to my right. The plant on my nightstand looks wilted, almost like it's tired or depressed. The spathe closed tight, the spadix limp. The ooze on the marble top of the nightstand has dried and flaked, like cum. I move Rolo onto her doggy bed, but she immediately trots into the kitchen, heading towards her pet libro. Before I get in the shower, I put on my glasses, that I forgetfully left on the dining room table, and glance at her doggy door, making sure the locking slide is pulled up. It isn't, so I walk over to it, unlock it, and pull it up. I briefly entertained the idea of installing a power pet door, but there are some things I still want to do manually, afraid of humanity, or at least myself, becoming too reliant on electronic gadgets that we eventually become slaves to. In the shower, I wash quickly, my desire to jerk off completely absent. I pull on a pair of fresh boxer briefs, brush my teeth, spread natural deodorant over my shaved pits. I still look good, even at 35. I don't look 35. My stomach is flat as a dinner plate, my biceps are still defined. Why would Cece leave me? Because I occasionally jerk off to Pornhub? Show me a man who hasn't. I dress in dark cargo pants and a black t-shirt, giving the 5'11s a break, though I basically wear the same pair of pants all the time. Sitting on the edge of the unmade bed, first socks, then my Thursday Roadrunner boots. I pluck my iPhone off Cece's nightstand and drop it into my right pocket. I quickly drag the blankets and comforter over the bed, pull tight the wrinkles, fluff the pillows. Still a mess, but less so. As I am bending over my pillow while fluffing it, I sense a presence near my body. Glancing behind me, I see the head of the plant, its spathe buried in my ass like it's sniffing me. Shocked, I quickly move away from it. Standing back a few feet, I massage my penis through my cargoes, a stick of butter just taken from the refrigerator. Soft, but not overly so. I unzip, pull down my boxer briefs, and shake my penis a few inches from the plant's face. The plant begins shaking violently, the spadix now erect and oozing. I tuck myself back into my pants and zip up. No. I take my iPhone from my pocket and take a few photos of the plant. I wish I hadn't eaten the instructions card from Roots. On the MacBook Air, I search Earthly Delights Nursery. Sunday, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. It's only a few minutes away. I grab a Nature Valley granola bar from Cece's walk-in pantry and a Simply Orange mini from the refrigerator. I don't want to bother with dishes this morning, so I avoid making a real breakfast and pulling a drink from the larger container of Simply Orange. Once I'm finished eating, I throw the wrapper and plastic bottle away, the wrapper in the Simple Human, the bottle in the recycle bin, too much in a hurry to rinse the bottle out with water. I drop to my knees, hugging Rolo's tight, compact body, kissing her on the head. Daddy will be back in a few hours. Go pee when you need to. I promise I will walk you when I get back. I walk out the side door of the garage, not wanting to make a noise, avoiding the dead-eye stare of David's windows. My car waits for me, a boring black Toyota Camry, nothing like the roided Broncos and Jeeps of last night. I quickly open the door and disappear into the car before anyone sees me. I'm not even sure why I'm nervous, though living in a neighborhood surrounded by young families might be the issue, me and Cece never having children, and now she's 33. I wanted children, but she didn't. Then she wanted children, but I didn't. 2 ships, not even in the same ocean. Her career, remotely selling pet insurance. My career, planning high-speed fiber construction for overextended couples and micro apartments. It's all nonsense. I turned the radio on low just to get the noise out of my head. Traffic conditions, people driving crazy, like they're still drunk from last night. Dogs outside in yards, barking at passers-by, anyone who will pay attention. In a moment, I'm parallel parking in front of Earthly Delights, 2 older women staring at a cluster of potted pink flowers near the entrance. To my left, a Quonset hut-style greenhouse. To my right, a wooden structure modeled on a Japanese tea house, extended by several feet. I duck into the tea house when a young woman approaches me. Hi. Hi. May I help you? Yes, I'm looking for a man who taught classes here a while back. My wife and I took classes from him. A young man, Hispanic, very knowledgeable. You mean Santiago? Laughing. Yes, that's it. Is he working today? Yes, he is. I think he's out and back assisting someone with trees. Where is that exactly? You see those 3 arches over there? The green ones? Just go through those, then take a left. You'll see the saplings, the baby trees. Thank you, laughing. Does she think I'm too dumb to know the word saplings? It doesn't matter. I walk past the odd, indecisive women headed towards Santiago. The old, indecisive women headed towards Santiago. Behind the arches, I immediately recognize him. Tall, thin, a pile of hair on his head like chocolate mousse. He's assisting an older woman with a tree I don't recognize, a foreign object just asking to be chopped down. I step into a small outbuilding, outfitted with gardening tools and other implements. A large, bright yellow banner suspended between joists. Become a beekeeper today. Summer classes begin April 11th. In a dusty corner, a 3-story unpainted hive with beekeeping accoutrements surrounding it. I gently lift the lid. It's empty, of course. Hello, sir. Erica said you wanted to speak to me. Santiago? That's me. How did she tell you so fast? Walkie-talkies, laughing. I thought everyone used Bluetooth these days. Aw, man, the plants are sensitive to radiation. I look around like a kid who's just stolen something. Can I ask you something? It's kind of crazy. Sure, have a seat. Santiago pulls a metal bistro chair away from the table under the beekeeping banner, and I follow his lead. Do I know you from somewhere? You taught me and my wife a few classes last year on greenhouse gardening. Oh, okay, I thought I recognized you. Sorry, I'm terrible with names. I get a lot of students, laughing. It's okay. So what's up, bro? How's the greenhouse coming along? Oh, the greenhouse is great, but that's not what I'm here about. You having some crazy plant problems? Laughing. Actually, yeah, it's pretty crazy. I remove my iPhone from the right pocket of my cargo pants and scoot my chair closer to Santiago. Have you ever seen this plant before? Santiago moves my hand so he can get a better view of the screen. I involuntarily flinch, like I sometimes do when someone touches me unexpectedly. I'm sorry. Nah, bro, it's okay. It looks like some kind of orchid. You mind if I take a pic of the pic with my phone? I've got a few apps on my iPhone that I use to identify plants. iNaturalist and PlantSnap. No, I don't mind. Please do. Hold your phone up so I can aim at the pic. I hold my iPhone out to Santiago. His arms are practically hairless like mine. A surfer bracelet dangles from his wrist. He has an easygoing nature like a kid who was well liked by other kids in high school. The kid who always gets picked first, either because of his looks or his charm, or both. I always had to work at it. That's crazy. Nothing comes up on iNaturalist. Let me try PlantSnap. So, this is a plant you own? Yes, those pics were taken this morning. Where did you get it? My wife got it from some mail order place called Roots. Roots? Never heard of it. Did it come with an ID card of some kind? Yes, I wish I'd brought it. It identified it as a Brazilian orgasm plant. A what? A Brazilian orgasm plant. Santiago lifting his hand to cover his face, trying not to laugh. That's a crazy ass name for a plant. Nah, bro, nothing comes up on Plant Snap either. If it's truly from Brazil, maybe it's a rare orchid of some kind. What's going on with it? Is it dying or something? No, nothing like that. I just wanted to know if it's a well-known plant. Sorry, bro, I've never seen that plant before. It really looks like an orchid, but I'm not sure. Maybe you could call Roots and ask them more about it. I tried that, but there wasn't a number listed on the card, and I couldn't find them online at all. Wow, bro, that's weird. How are they supposed to get more business if you can't find them online? I thank him and shake his hand to prove I am still human. Two hours southeast. After I left Santiago and Earthly Delights, I turned south instead of north. Why? Our house, I keep saying our like she's still mine, is north of the nursery, not south. I have been so predictable, so blank-faced for so long, the forgettable face of a bank clerk with an electrical engineering degree, my body slim, my hair dark, my face unremarkable. My emotions are as foreign to me as my coworkers, shallow unknowns with Toblerone nameplates on pristine desks. Be someone important, son, with degree and name on desk. My father, long dead, but his words still in my head, unforgiving. I realize I am driving to Cece's parents' house. They live 2 hours southeast of us, the town where she grew up. Her parents immigrants like mine, but not the old school immigrants, the narrative the mainstream media keeps recycling repeatedly. That story is so old and tired. I was born here, educated here, my parents expecting an engineer after all their hard work, my boss still mispronouncing my name, though now it's more of a joke than anything. At least I'm not gay. One of the colleagues on my team always getting the you people, like it's still 1920. Hey, can you come in here and help me redesign my office for the CEO's visit next week? Aren't you people good at that kind of thing? Laughing. And because my coworker is kind-hearted and knows how to take a joke, our boss keeps saying it. You really should set him straight, I once told him. It's all right. No, really, man, that's not cool. If he pisses me off enough, someday I will. And I'll have you to back me up. I turn on the radio, trying to drown the guilt out of my head. Loud announcer voice. Oh, 101. Wow. Loud announcer voice. 101.1, your number one hit music station for the 80s, 90s, and today. We've been driving on the run, driving in the sun, looking out for number one. California, here we come, right back where we started from. I'm not gonna sing it. I am from Orange County, and I don't think my mouth will allow me to sing those lyrics. But you know that song. I promise you. You don't need me to sing it. It's fine. California, here we come. God damn. I remember the song from Goddamn. I remember the song from an old show around the turn of the century, maybe 2002, when I was 12 years old. I wasn't allowed to watch the show even though I wanted to. Everyone in my junior high class is talking about the show. Did you see that crazy episode last night when Ben? I said yes, pretending I had seen it, nodding my head in agreement, my friends likely knowing I was lying, though I didn't really have any real friends. Only acquaintances mispronouncing my name and not signing my yearbook at the end of the year, not allowed to see the show because my parents would not allow me to watch television, ever. My mother saying it destroys your mind, no. But Mom, everyone watches television. No. And don't ask again. My mother learning contractions in her old age. Her mother tongue is as hateful and obscene as ever, a tongue I am embarrassed to carry in my mouth. Me making the mistake in 8th grade of revealing I wasn't allowed to watch television. You can't watch television? Your parents are so weird. My childhood, one long, continuous torture chamber. The only real friends I met were at university, which is also where I met Cece, a sophomore to my senior, and the prettiest girl I have ever seen. We agreed not to get married until I finished my master's degree. My parents were very insistent. I had to listen. They were paying for everything. She is the first girl and the last girl I have ever come inside of, except for the plant. The plant is definitely a girl, but she isn't human, so does it count? She certainly gives better blowjobs than Cece, milking me to the core. About an hour into the drive, I look down at the gas gauge, and I'm shocked to see the tank is nearly empty. My head filled with gauze, I can barely remember the drive, how I got here, like I'm driving on autopilot. I pull into a service station and fill the tank, a human-free transaction at the pump. Petrol, plastic, swipe, get back in the car, radio back on. After another half hour of driving, about 30 minutes away from Cece's parents' house, I pull off the expressway into the parking lot at a Denny's, one of the last places in America where one can eat anonymously, every sad, overweight loser with their butt in a chair. I am not the typical customer, the handsome shooter with a split tongue and a foreign name. I sit at the front, next to the spinning pies, because I don't want to wait for a table. Plus, I would look like a loser sitting at a table by myself, so I sit with my fellow losers at the bar. An old woman who looks like she may have been a midget bartender in another life throws a menu at me. "What do you have, honey?" "The usual," I say, laughing when she gives me a blank stare summoned from the depths of hell. "May I have a moment?" "Sure thing, honey. Let me know when." "Thank you." My thumbs, my iPhone. How many calories does a Denny's hamburger have? A Denny's hamburger doesn't have a single calorie count, as they offer various burgers, but a single cheeseburger has 590 calories, a classic burger has 673 calories, and the double bacon avocado cheeseburger contains a high 1420 calories. The calorie count varies significantly depending on the specific burger chosen. If it's on Google, it must be true. Hang tight. Sorry, y'all. German precision optics. I'm sitting about 200 feet from Cece's parents' house. I remove my GPO German Precision Optics Passion ED 8 by 42 millimeter binoculars from the glove compartment. I did not plan for this. It's late afternoon, the sun slowly turning her head away from the sick, tired planet we live on. There are only a few good people left, and Cece is one of them. The Denny's burger coagulating in my stomach, I feel sluggish, heavy. With my hair piled on my head, I am 5'10", 140 pounds. Cece always joking 5 pounds of the 140 is my hair. The radio is off, of course, and I am scrunched down in the driver's seat, the GPOs balanced on the inert steering wheel. Her car is in the drive, behind another car, likely her father's. I note that our driveway is larger, more premium, as it can accommodate 2 autos side by side. If my father was still alive, and I was a shallow twit, I could have told him Cece's parents' house is smaller than ours, which he would have enjoyed, but I would never give him such pleasure, and it doesn't matter to me. I regret that I only have my cargos and a t-shirt on, my body going one way, my mind going another. I think of the plant's curves, her four-tongued mouth, a vagina on a stalk. I close my eyes and imagine Cece's curves before me on our bed, how her ass fits perfectly in my hands as she's riding me. My dick is getting hard, so I push the thoughts away, must concentrate on how to get her back. If I could only somehow push her back into her queen cell and reseal the cap and undo all the damage I have done. It is my fault. She has been a wonderful wife, and I've let my carnal needs take control of my life. I dream of her legs drooping over my shoulders as I carry her backwards through the kitchen like a queen on a chair, keeping her feet warm in the winter, Rollo joyfully barking at us as we strut through the kitchen, naked as Adam, laughing like high schoolers, her mound against my face. Oh my God, Cece. I'm petrified by someone's knuckles rapping on the window beside my head. What? Irritated, I push a button on the power window control panel. An old white man with gray Brillo hair tight against his scalp, wearing ancient coffee-colored transitions lenses on his face. What? You can't sleep here, young man. This is a residential neighborhood. I'm sorry, I was tired from driving. You can't sleep here. You need to move on. If you don't move on, I'll call the police. I roll the window up and start the car, accelerating before the old bastard can write down my license plate number, if he hasn't already. The only being in this world who loves me. Sunday night. I'm physically and emotionally exhausted. The drive to Cece's parents' house was a stalkerish, psychotic act that I'm embarrassed I committed, like a crime against an invalid or an unsuspecting child. But she is my wife. She is still my wife. I have trouble wrestling the time in my head, having difficulty believing today is the same day I went to the nursery, which seems like a lifetime ago. Santiago, the old ladies, the non-existent species on his iPhone, looking at me like I'm crazy, and still no Cece. I have failed. The 4-hour drive to and from was way too long, and knowing I had failed to act is especially painful. But what action? What was I planning on doing? I honestly don't know. Maybe I just wanted to see if she was really there. She was there. I saw her car. Rollo, buffing my shin through my cargoes, the only being in the world who is happy to see me. I drop to my knees and pick her up, holding her close to me, her collar disappearing underwater. I am crying. I haven't cried in a very long time, maybe since forever, or maybe a week ago. I didn't even cry when my parents died. In truth, perhaps I was relieved to finally be free of them, their constant judging, their constant prying, my mother forever asking me, why you not have kids? What's wrong with you? Something wrong with penis? Something wrong with wife? It's not right. You two young people with big house and lots of money, and no kids. Oh shit, here we go. Birkenstock date night. The Birkenstocks are not enough. My penis pressed hard between the two flats, but still I burn with an unnamed hatred, so I run to her side of the closet, catching my nude reflection in the mirrored sliding doors, get down on my haunches, and search for another pair of shoes. I remove her Christian Louboutin patent Pigalle Folie 120 pumps, size 6, pink, from their resting place on the floor. Embarrassed, though I'm not sure why, because it's only me and Rollo, and I'm in my own house. No, our house, our home, with her pink kitchen, her pink granite countertops, her pink marble floors, all the board games stowed in the hallway closet. I collapse on our bed, the Pegase size 6 next to me. I pull the withered tenga from the top drawer of the nightstand. Not having stored it properly, it's now hard as a loaf of old bread. I pancake syrup the tenga lotion over my penis, stroke myself a few times, totally not into it. I cap the lotion and throw the tenga on the floor where it bounces like a dead white rat. From the nightstand, a high-pitched cry, the plant screaming at me, her spade, as she is surely female, has grown to the size of my hand. Why are you ignoring me? Put yourself inside me. Come inside me. I am the only thing you need. I roll on my side of the bed and sit directly in front of her, my back straight as a paperclip. I push my tongue inside her, my tongue mingling with hers until I hit the back of her throat. Reaching behind, I grab Cece's Christian Louboutin pump, take my tongue from the flower's throat, and push the pointed heel of Cece's pump into my mouth, rolling my tongue around its hard, smooth surface, not caring about what might be on the heel, not thinking about it. Insane with lust. I will walk where you have walked. I will see what you have seen. I lift my butt and slowly push the salivated heel into my ass, moving towards the plant as I do so. I spread the labial folds of the plant as wide as possible, then spit into her. Empty yourself into me. I want all of you inside of me. I step on the balls of my feet as I guide myself into her, maneuvering Cece's heel with my right hand. The pain is exquisite. I guide the plant spathe over me, plunging in as deep as possible, her throat liquid velvet. I can see the bulb of my penis bulging against her flesh, like her purple-pink throat has a dick print moving around in it. As I push deeper into her, I maneuver Cece's heel deeper inside me. Inflamed by the pain, I bounce up and down on my toes. Suddenly, one of the plant's tendrils wraps itself around the base of the heel and violently rips it out of me, replacing the heel with the throbbing, prickly knob of the spadix. Oh God. Yes, empty yourself into me. I want to consume your body. I want to devour your soul. Ugh. Black trees. A nightmare. I am in my father's house, the house I grew up in, an immigrant's idea of luxury. I am in my childhood bedroom, but there is no door, only a window. It is night. The curtains flutter with a slight breeze. Outside, beyond the shadows of the black trees in the backyard, someone calls to me, a voice just beyond the garden wall, the garden my father tended like a second child. Come outside. Come and join us. As I move to hop out the window, still in my pajamas, I see two eyes in the dark, peering at me from beyond the wall. Too late. I have already dropped out the window. I wake before my feet hit the ground. Oh my God. Cece, why aren't you here with me? The sheets are damp. I feel unnaturally hot, febrile. Reduced to a 10-year-old, I peer under the bed before I move. There is nothing. I get up to go pee. After I flush and wash my hands, I fill an empty glass sitting on the pink vanity with cold water. Staring at my body in the mirror, I look sunken, somehow smaller, like something is eating me from inside. My ass hurts, and I recall, with embarrassment, the earlier incident with Cece's stilettos. What day is it? My fear, realizing it is either late Sunday or early Monday. Turning off the bathroom light, I notice Rollo asleep in her doggy bed. I carry her in my arms to bed with me. She wakes momentarily before falling asleep again. Forgetting the plant is so close to my bed, I brush against it with my shoulder while getting back into bed, waking it. Move me to the greenhouse. I want to live in the greenhouse. Right now? Yes, now. Move me to the greenhouse. I get up and move towards my side of the bureau to fish out a clean pair of boxer briefs in the dark. No, don't bother with that now. Take me to the greenhouse. Walk outside naked? It's dark. No one will see you. I slide into my Birkenstocks and carefully pick up the terracotta planter. The plant moves her head towards my neck, her labia massaging the carotid artery pulsing. Her labia massaging the carotid pulsing beneath my skin. The spadix oozing fluid on my bare chest. Upon opening the backyard door, I hear Rollo's soft bark. She's too short to jump off the bed herself. It's okay, girl. Daddy will be right back. Why don't you talk to me like that? You empty your seed into me, yet you pretend I don't exist. We are becoming something new together. The cool night air feels wonderful against my naked skin. I realize I have never been naked in my own backyard. I catch myself saying, my own, like she's never coming back. Why are you silent? We're almost there, I reassure her. Where do you want me to place you? She moves her spade, her head towards the right-hand corner. Put me over there, on the floor near the others. I want to be surrounded by my own kind. Do you want to be near the anthuriums? Yes, those showy whores, always vying for attention. I carefully place her near Cece's anthuriums, which sit slightly elevated on a raised platform. Removing a spray bottle from the shelf above her, I missed her slightly, careful to coat her throat and stem, which continues to grow thicker each day. The blades near the stem are budding, tight little vaginas waiting to awaken and eventually swallow mankind. Not everyone, dear. Just you. Have a nice evening. I turn to leave, lowering the lights. Feed me before you go. One last time. I don't know if I can. You can. Trust me. I return to her, her spade violently quaking near the head of my penis. The spadix, previously limp and asleep, is now fully erect. It's grown to the size of a pickle, about 4 inches, the size of my teenage penis. I painfully recall, on my 13th birthday, quietly closing my bedroom door and using my 6-inch pink school ruler to measure my penis, measuring the plastic against everything I would never become, taking a small scrap of paper, writing and underlining Dick, 4 inches, 10, 11, 2003, 13 on it, then folding the paper and tucking it under my briefs in my sock and underwear drawer. My mother's voice a few hours later at the dinner table, holding the scrap of paper before my father. Why you do this? What the meaning of this? You play with yourself and you will turn evil. My father, glancing at the scrap of paper, laughing. Deeply embarrassed, I lower my head until it's almost at plate level, my birthday cake growing cold and dead. Never mind that now. There is no need for shame. Feed me one last time to keep you with me. I push my penis deep inside her 4-tongued mouth, the sensation mind-blowing. The spadix, forever moist, winds its way between my legs and under my scrotum, a surreptitious garden snake, and pushes itself into my anus, its tip oozing a sort of plant pre-cum. I've always been an outie, never an innie, and much like Sissy's stilettos, this is a new experience for me. The small bumpy ridges on the surface of the spadix feel absolutely incredible. A living, breathing dildo. Without thinking, I grab her head and pull her closer to me, like a lover. Swallow me if you want. I want to disappear. Not yet. When she begins vibrating in my hands, I blast into her, crying out at the moon shining through the glass ceiling of the greenhouse, her 4 tongues draining my entire history, mapping my new body, my becoming. There is a squelching sound when I pull out of her, her throat bulging with my spent lust. I pull the spadix from my ass and step off the raised platform, weak, lightheaded. I close the greenhouse door, the click of a fully cocked revolver behind me. Let's see. Sick day. Monday morning. I do something I've never done in my 11 years at Light Fiber. I call out sick. I have a perfect attendance. I have been a model employee. I deserve a day off. It's my birthday weekend, after all, though I never mentioned it to my boss. Shouldn't he know, though, from HR records? Supervisors don't care. They're just trying to hold it together, pretending like everyone else. I take what Cece would call a mental health day. They can deal with it. I feel completely drained, like I've been up drinking for hours, like my old university days when courting people with alcohol was the only way I made friends. As I move off the bed to put Rolo on the floor, I notice spots of blood on the sheets. I push the embarrassing memory of Cece's stilettos out of my head. I sit on the toilet with the bathroom door open, something I would never do if Cece were here. Rolo has disappeared, either her pet libro or the dog door. I have stopped sliding it closed at night. What's the use? My wife is gone and I don't care. If something wants to come into the house, a squirrel, a rat, a miniature thief, I don't care. I'm only slightly horrified to see blood on the paper as I wipe. After I relieve myself, I flush, wash my hands, take a quick shower. Under the scalding shower water, all my sins are washed away, the blood of the lamb dribbling from my ass into the drain. I'll never insert anything into my ass again, I promise myself, laughing. Not even if it's my birthday. Did you hear me, Cece? I said I'll never put anything into my ass again, laughing. Sorry about the shoes, I'll buy you another pair, really laughing. I dress, which takes all of 5 minutes. Cargo shorts, t-shirt, Birkenstocks. I remove the abbreviated Tenga from the nightstand and toss it into the simple human in the kitchen. Maybe Cece's right. Maybe I should see someone. I want her back. She's my whole world. Can someone really cure a pornography addiction just by talking? Or do they use some kind of drug, a sensual damper? I just want to be free of it, this constant need for stimulation. I blame my dead mother. She never allowed me to experience the world when I was a child. I was an expensive pet that was meant to take care of her in her old age, not a human being with my own feelings, my own desires. My father just played along to appease her, often siding with her. He was weak, and he forced his weaknesses upon me like a collar. No siblings, no music, no television, no friends visiting the house, no movies. My childhood a strange mix of absence and overindulgence. My parents need to constantly show the world how much money they had, the houses, the cars. It was very superficial and, looking back on it, deeply embarrassing. The successful immigrant still trapped in the old world with one foot in the new one. What they didn't realize is they would never be accepted by the society they adopted. They could live here 100 years and it would never happen. They would still be outsiders. But how does one know all this when one is a child cocooned by wealth? In my childhood bedroom at night, my door eternally open because I wasn't allowed to close it, though I tried on several occasions, pulling my briefs down and stroking myself, ever fearful my mother would come in, like my penis was attached to her consciousness, feeling guilty about essentially discovering my own body. And when I came for the very first time, when I was 12, the intense pleasure, mixed with guilt, could not be discussed at all. My journey towards manhood, a secret kept in the dark, under a scratchy blanket. I wasn't allowed to watch television or to play video games. I had sad, unimaginative toys, not friends, faceless plastic cars without badges. I had 2 strangers' heads in the front seat of the car, not parents. I didn't even have a brother or a sister. My bedroom door was always open. At my mother's insistence, even in my late teens, my unbearable loneliness in a house with 2 robotic strangers. I only heard my father laugh when he was drunk, the one thing my mother couldn't control. Milk vodka. In a tumbler, 3 ice cubes, milk, and Belvedere vodka. I rarely drink, and only with Cece. Perhaps I should give up masturbation and take up drinking, be like everyone else. Laid out on the sofa with Rolo on my chest, or breathing in tandem. On the television, nothing holds my attention, a flurry of idiotic images. I move Rolo for a minute, walk into the bathroom, open the mirrored cabinet, open one of Cece's pill bottles, and pop a Xanax. Take 1 tablet by mouth once daily as needed for anxiety. 0.5 milligram. The prescription is old, from 2020. when everything changed. Back on the sofa, I take a sip of my milk vodka. Rolo moving to her favorite spot, Daddy's chest. Most people my age, my generation, don't have children. We have dog babies and cat babies. Our species seems to be moving toward a self-imposed oblivion, a collective death wish. Maybe it's not such a bad thing. Come and join us. Excuse me. Yo, man. God, dude. We're getting to the end here. This is good. The fucking wildest ending, man. I love this shit. Okay, here we go. Pardon my, croaky voice. Love you back, James. Come and join us. A strange dream, though not an unpleasant one. I am in a field with a dozen or so colorful birds surrounding me, calling to me, birds that move slowly on the ground like large dogs, brushing my open hands with their beaks, searching for sustenance. Come and join us. I wake, Rolo asleep on my chest. It takes a moment to focus, my head filled with gauze. Another blackout? Like the one I had driving to Cece's parents' house? The bird call from the dream has manifested itself into my reality. From our backyard, the very distinctive sound of a peacock calling. I am briefly terrorized, hoping it abates quickly. When I move my wrist, my Apple Watch tells me it's 3:08 a.m. Again, from the backyard, the screaming comes. Regretting that I don't own a handgun, I quietly move to the kitchen to retrieve Cece's largest Wusthof. There's no time to look at the Eufy on the MacBook. Looking back to make sure Rolo is safe, I disable the alarm, Cece's 6-digit birthday, unhasp the latch, and slide open the Arcadia door. I search for the peacock in the dark, but there is nothing. Like an idiot, I left my glasses on the coffee table. My head is still woozy from the Xanax. The piercing screams come again from the greenhouse. How could a peacock? Pleasantly dull illumination emanating from the heat lamp hanging in the corner near the plant guides me, the interior of the glass walls sweating. I have the setting on 90, my favorite year. I slowly open the glass door of the greenhouse. Yeah. That was. This is sad because I actually looked up a peacock call to see how to actually make this feasible, and now I can't remember. The plant begins shaking violently when she sees me entering the greenhouse. Be quiet, you're gonna wake up the whole neighborhood. The plant, taken aback by the anger in my voice, shrinks into itself. Her main stalk, or whatever it's called, must be close to 3 feet tall now, the perfect height. The spadix looks to have grown about an inch. It's maybe 5 inches long, the length of the average human penis. Several stalks have sprouted around the main spade, each stalk terminating in a shiny pink bud. 100 little vaginas waiting to be fed. I missed you. We missed you. Come and join us. Please put the knife down. Take off your clothes. I do as she commands, setting the Westhoff on the shelf, removing my t-shirt, my cargos, my boxer briefs, my socks. I leave them in a neat pile near the door. Lower the lights. I reo the heat lamp to a fetal heartbeat. Come and join us. We need you. We need your seed. I kick off my Birkenstocks, the cement slab warm and moist against my feet. I've only just removed my clothes, and already I'm sweating. When I approach her, she starts nibbling at me. as a horse would nibble a carrot in an outstretched hand. Come to us. I approach her, bury my face in her labial folds. Her scent is overpowering, a carnivalesque cotton candy summer. A tendril wraps around the base of my penis, possessively tightening against me to prevent escape. I don't want to escape. My body is no longer my own. Come inside me. We will become new beings together. Already hard, I push myself inside her. Her four tongues know every inch of my manhood. Come closer, she says. I kneel on the raised platform, suspending her. When I let go of her head, she slightly bounces up and down on me, as a woman would. I open my hands in supplication, allowing her to do whatever she wants. I sense the tip of the wet spadix before she enters me, pushing herself deep into my ass. Tensing, I back up to her, a perfect replication of 1,000 Pornhub videos. Between her tongues and the spadix, I'm adrift in total bliss. I'm gonna come. Shh, don't speak. As I come inside her, I feel a large tendril, pinky thick, wrapping itself around my neck. I am pulled towards the floor, still deep inside her. Another tendril slips down my throat, fingering her way through the unmapped darkness of my body. The spadix is buried deep inside me, my upper legs convulsing with pleasure. A smaller spathe, one of the new growths, opens her mouth, her labia undulating, slowly swallowing my head like a python, my body absorbed for the greater good, the new regime. A frantic scratching at the door as I collapse in orgasmic euphoria, my body hollow, deflated, forsaken, the perfect host, my entire core flushing with my new becoming, my new phylum, my new kingdom. Officers Christina Bloom and Miguel Flores, 1042, sex, male, hair, black, eyes, brown, height, 5'10", weight, 140, birth date, 10/11/1990. On 10/15/25 at approximately 18:14 hours, my partner, Officer Flores, number 34802, passenger, and I, Officer Bloom, number 34519, driver, were assigned to the Southeast Division, unit number 16X24-W5. We were in full uniform, driving a marked black and white police vehicle, shop number 72420. We conducted a check of our police vehicle at the start of watch, and our emergency lights, forward-facing red lights, and sirens were in good working order at the time of our inspection. We were assigned to a routine 1042 request by subject's employer, who had stated he had missed 2 days of work, which was very unusual for him. Swing shift, Wednesday evening, 1814, 1042. So, are you and Stanley going out then? On your day off? That new steakhouse you wanted to try? I'm not sure. I'd like to, but I always feel like a total zombie after pulling 312s. You and Margie? Nah, we'll probably stay home with the kids. Last time we went somewhere, Miggy got sick. I remember that, poor little guy. We ain't poor, we're surviving, laughing. Fist bump. How's he doing now? He's good. He's talking back, laughing. So he's definitely feeling better. Here it is. At subject's house. Going in. Let's knock first. Huh. Look at that crazy-ass camera tracking our movements. Rich people are always terrified. They have a lot to lose, laughing. Knocking on door. Mister, this is the police. Open up, please. Mister, this is Officer Bloom. Open up, please. I deploy my asp and knock on the door louder. Mister, This is the police. No response. Let's go around back. Miguel instinctively moves in front of me. I don't mind. I always take the opportunity to inventory his well-capped ass in his 5'11 tacticals. I'm happily married, but I'm still human. Miguel unhasps the latch leading to the backyard. I'm just happy it's not locked, he says, whispering, briefly glancing back at me. Too lazy to climb, eyes open. Hey, look, a dachshund. An otherworldly, horrifying scream comes from the greenhouse. What the fuck? We both instinctively crouch lower to the Earth's center. We draw our firearms in tandem, a well-oiled machine. Miguel points to the left side of the greenhouse door. He takes the right. Miguel opens the door. Police! Police! Miguel motions his Glock to the left. He takes top, dead center. This isn't a competition. We trust each other. You have to. Not trusting your partner means certain death. I crouch to the left. Lianas hang from a cabled platform, a suspended air nursery. I'm careful not to touch it. A quick sweep reveals nothing. All I can see are Miguel's legs. He's crouching as I am. I move my head to the right. We eventually meet each other on the other side of the suspended platform. Nothing. Miguel moves towards the center of the greenhouse. Where the hell was that screaming come from? I don't know, I say, whispering. The humidity is stifling. Oh my God, it's so hot in here. Are these tropical? Miguel asks. Me, shrugging. How the hell would I know? I have a spider plant in the window, laughing. I turn to the right of the suspended platform to make a circuitous exit out the door when something catches my eye. Miguel, looking at an orchid of some kind growing on the suspended platform. On the floor, in the right-hand corner of the greenhouse, on a slightly raised platform, the strangest, most surreal plant I have ever seen, its skin vibrant pinks and iridescent purples, and in the very center of it, what appears to be the muscular flesh of a man's back, terminating in a butt. When I push down lightly on the butt with my 5'11 tactical boot, it begins vibrating, like I've woken it. I back away from it in total shock. Either I'm hallucinating, or the heavy humidity of the greenhouse is emitting some kind of hallucinogenic property that is affecting my mind. Miguel, come look at this. You gotta see this. What? He says, laughing. Miguel, at my side. What the fuck is it? Is that a butt? It looks like a butt to me. Jesus, let's get the hell out of here. As Miguel puts his hand on the greenhouse doorknob to exit, from the corner, a voice, very high and very feminine, like a teenage girl or a boy's voice that hasn't cracked. Wait, don't leave. Come back and talk to us. That was The Gift by James Nulick. My God, what a fucking story. It's the third time I've read it all the way through, and it just hits every time. Every fucking time. Sorry, let me get my pages back together here. Fuck, man. James, I don't know how you come. I prefaced all of this by saying I admire the depths of your imagination majorly, and I think it's even more admirable that it's like pulled off like with such sophistication on a writing level. It's I don't know. I can't think of anything really to compare it to. It's awesome. It's just fucking awesome. I can't wait to read the other new ones in Kickstand. I mean, I just read them not too long ago and periodically revisit like my favorites, but it makes me want to read all the short fiction again. So I don't know. I'd say mission accomplished. This was a great one. I'm so glad I was able to do this. This was so damn much fun. Let me get some more water real quick. What a hoot that story was. No, James, thank you for letting me do this, man. This was exactly what I needed. I've been so looking forward to this, and so much fun. I need to do longer ones of these again too, because I forgot how much fun that was, like the marathon. Not that this was like a super marathon, like including my rambling roughly 20-minute introduction. We're only at 2 hours and 4 minutes now, so. But yeah, man, I don't know. Reading a longer piece to completion is always that's always a lot of fun. Always a lot of fun. Anyway, oh shit, it is 12:10 a.m. here, and I'm sure Erica is hopefully succeeding in sleeping, if not attempting to. So I should probably draw this to a close, but happy Halloween all, and thank you for being here, for catching any of this. I'll put this up probably tomorrow. I don't really feel like dicking with it tonight. I don't know how to use this thing. It started slightly late because of my inability to locate the go live button. So typical. But yeah, I'll get this up within the next 24 hours. And like I said before, I'll put a link, or at least the URL, where you can go to order a Kickstand, which just dropped today from Anxiety Press, who also put out Tormented Flesh, which is a really cool anthology of like really impressive short fiction from some really great names. I mean, man, Danielle Chalosky is in there, George Salas is in there, Paul Curran's in there. It's Blake Butler. It's just that, like, this is like an all-star thing right here. If y'all want some killer like body horror type stuff, Tormented Flesh, check that out for sure. But also check out everything else James wrote. Most recently, I'm gonna hype it again because it's still pretty recent. Plastic Soul. This is like the art edition with the really beautiful cover art of Nico. There's also, one with the typical, the kind of standard, God, why can't I think of what that series is called? Fellow Travelers series. Yeah, I don't know. Highly recommend that book. Blew my fucking mind. I still think about it practically every day, seemingly multiple times a day, the way technology is trending and everything is accelerating. But yeah, I'm just rambling again. Thank you, James. Thank you, everybody who was here and caught any of it. And thank you, Anxiety Press, for putting more Nulick out into the world. Always look forward to that. And yeah, anyway, happy Halloween, y'all. Thanks for being here for this. And we'll see you at the next one. Thanks again, James. Love you, man.